Hello again and welcome to tutorial 4 entitled Creating and Renaming Pages. Of course, log in as usual, and what we do is we click on the Create Page button. It asks for a title. In this case we're going to call it Tutorials. You can hit Tab and call the menu text the same thing. And the difference between those two, the title is what's at the top of the page. The menu text is what shows in the menu itself. So go ahead and hit Create. It lands on the actual page, empty, with the title Tutorials up there. What I do is when I want to create a bunch of pages, I just go through and create a bunch of pages one after another, and then I come back in and edit them. But if you do it one at a time, then it's nice and convenient. It lands on the page here. I'm going to go ahead and testing the tutorial page. Simple text. I'm going to make it larger and go ahead and then scroll down. You see the title in the menu there. If you ever want to change that, you can do that in this area. Anything you do to one, you should probably do to the other. The display button is to display title is to show the title. If your website template is set up to show the title at the top of the page, in this case this was put in the description or in the editing area itself, so it's not included, but some websites have the title of the page built in and it puts it automatically in there. We're starting to design the templates without it, so you have the flexibility to change the fonts and do different things with it. So in newer versions, the title display title button is almost irrelevant. Show in menu is what you'll check if you want it to be in your main menu. For instance, if you have a horizontal menu like this one and you don't have room for a whole bunch of buttons across the top, you would probably want to uncheck that box if you didn't want the page to be shown in the menu, and you can always have it a sub-page, which we'll get to in a second. And then when you're finished, you can either hit Save Changes down here, or you can hit Save up here. They both do the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save, and then we're going to go refresh the page and see what the difference is. And, in this case, it's added a second row of buttons. Now, depending on the size of your monitor, sometimes we can, if it's wider or narrower, this will adjust. But in this case, I've got it set to a certain width, and it automatically shifts it down to the second row, which I've prepared for in the design, so it doesn't look, doesn't look too bad. It is left justified, so you might want to either add more buttons and it does the second row, or just stick within a certain width. Now, if you have a vertical menu, which is ideal, it would probably be better just to actually, you wouldn't have to worry about that problem because it would just continue to grow vertically. But in this case, let's say we only want it to be a certain amount of one row of buttons. We want to remove one of these. For instance, maybe the Make a Payment isn't an anchor button. You really don't want it to be on every page. It's not that as important as the FAQ, the services, or the others. And then what you'll do is go back to Home, and then you'll go to the Make a Payment page, and you'll scroll down and Show in Menu, basically turn it off. And when you're finished with that, hit Save, and then go refresh the page, and voila, it's gone, and now your menu is back to one row, which looks much nicer. So we click on Tutorials. There's nothing on this page, and the way this template's done, there's nothing in it, so it compresses to a shorter version. But when we fill it with content, so we click Home and go to Tutorials, and maybe put some space in there, and then save, refresh. You'll see it's extended down because there's actually content in here. This is the content area, so I've got some spaces in there and lettering down here, lettering up here. But you'll see the menu. The next step would be to rename a page. So you go ahead and, if you wanted to rename this page, you just go to the title and call it Complete Tutorials. I always just copy and paste, and then you can hit save, then go back to the page and refresh, and it says complete tutorials. Now of course it's too long, so if you want to adjust the name to maybe new tutorials, shorter name, just rename those two, hit save, of course refresh again, and you've got it on one line now. So now let's say you want contact us over there, not new tutorials at the end, because usually you put contact us at the end. What you'll do is go back to the home page and move contact us down. Simple as that. Now you go back to the page, refresh, and there it is. This concludes our lesson on creating and renaming pages. What I'm going to do is delete the page. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit delete. Yes, I want to delete. And that'll do it. See you next time.